Hey guys, I've just finished watching the Nintendo Spotlight for E3, and I thought I'd just share my thoughts with you about, the whole presentation and some of the announcements that they made. First thing, I just want to say that I wish it was just a little bit longer. 25 minutes is really short. They did give a fair amount of announcements, but I just would have liked to see just a little more, if not more announcements, just more on the actual announcements. That would have been nice. So it began with like a short montage of some of the things coming out. I mean, most of which we've already seen, like ARMS and Splatoon. But then there was Rocket League, which, I think we all kind of knew it was coming, but it was nice to see it. And I've never played Rocket League before, but I'm looking forward to, actually playing it on the Switch. And also it's cross-network plays, something like that. I don't know the technical term, where you can play with people on Xbox and PC and stuff like that, which, is good, but, it keeps the community quite large. But, there's going to be a lot of experienced people on those platforms, and I think a lot of new people will be on the Switch. So maybe that's kind of unfair, but we'll see. Then we've got FIFA, which was announced the other day. It's FIFA. I mean, I might actually get it. I haven't played a football game in a long time. It might be good for quick sessions. You wait in a coffee shop with your friend, have a quick game or two. Now, interestingly, the first game that we actually go into, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Kind of a random game to start with, but I think there's a lot of people who are highly anticipating it. And it's supposed to come out this year still, in English, because this is, it's an English stream. So it's supposed to be due. I still can't believe it if it actually does. I mean, look at it. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Some of the dialogue is a little cheesy, and I like the fact that they have British accents again. Well, some of them do. Although this one sort of, the main character here, he kind of sounds like he's from Grimsby or something. I don't know if you've watched the Sacha Baron Cohen, Grimsby, the Brothers Grimsby or something. He talks like that, and it's kind of funny. And there's a mix of like British and American. Some cheesy dialogue, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it, and I will definitely buy it. If this comes this year, it will be a very good year. The combat system, it looks kind of similar-ish, but they, like Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade, they did change it just a little, just to make it looks the same, but it actually played out very differently. So I'm hoping that's the same here, because even though I did like both of those battle systems, it's always good for a bit of change. And these flying ship things, it's kind of saddening, because it just reminds me of Skies of Arcadia, which is one of my favorite games ever. And yeah, I hope maybe there's ship battles similar to that. If there is, it would be amazing, but I doubt it. It certainly has that sense of scale that, the other games also had so far. It's looking pretty good. Now, this is a weird sort of introduction to, I mean, it's just weird. It's just so weird. But, it's Kirby. And this was actually a surprise for me, even though I'm pretty sure that this Kirby game was announced sort of offhand, but I thought it was like a 3DS game, but this looks like a Switch game, 4-player co-op. I'm pretty sure 4-player, and it doesn't come out until 2018, so it's a little far away. And when you look at this footage, you can sort of see that, because it does still look basic. Although it might be difficult to tell, because Kirby generally looks kind of basic, but it's colourful, bright, cute. It's got one of those weird Kirby gimmicks that they throw into every game, and it looks pretty good. So then we come to the Pokemon guy. I've never actually heard of this guy before, but he seems very important. He has this pen pretending to write. He's never wrote anything in his life. But yeah, he's talking about the Pokemon tournament, and also the announcement for that a real Pokemon RPG is coming to the Switch, which everybody knew. And, it would happen eventually. We knew that it would happen. But this is the first time they've actually confirmed it. They're probably scared, because during the Pokemon Direct, they didn't say anything about it. And everyone's like, oh my god, oh no, the Switch is over. But no, he's just coming on. They've wheeled him in to say, just tell them. So yeah, he's come to reassure fans. No, not even any concept art, which is fine. I don't think they needed to do this, but I think it keeps real Pokemon fans happy. It keeps me happy because, you know, I will buy it. I generally go in and out of Pokemon games, but you know, I've missed the last two, Omega Ruby, blah blah, and Sun and Moon. So I'll probably go for this one, this on the Switch, just because, you know, my 3DS is kind of retired now. Now we came to this very eerie, ominous space scene, and you know, we all sort of clicked at what it was, and you know, you can see the S, the screw attack thing, and there you go. It's Fantastic Four. Nah, it's Metroid Prime 4. That's all they showed, which is, you know, it's kind of disappointing. I would have rather have had a real full-on reveal when it was actually ready. I'm not saying now, but when it was actually finished, not finished, but like, you know, presentable. I'd have liked a big reveal. You know, that would have pumped me higher. Okay, now we come on to Paper Yoshi, apparently, or Yoshi's Woolly World in Paper Mario World. So yeah, this is another 2018 release, and this one shows it even more. This looks very basic. I mean, you can tell this is quite early, and it, to be honest, it looks nice, but what it's showing me, you know, isn't that good. You know, it's not particularly inventive or revolutionary. It looks very simple, but you know, this is a Yoshi game, and my early opinions of Yoshi games have been wrong in the past. You know, Yoshi's Woolly World, I thought that was going to be, you know, just a standard boring Yoshi game, but no, that's one of my favorite Wii U games. So even though this doesn't look particularly good or exciting right now, I have faith that, you know, it will become a good game. It depends who's developing it. If it's the same people, if it's Good Feel who developed Yoshi's Woolly World, then I have, you know, I can believe this will become a good game when it's time. You know, it's just called Yoshi right now. It doesn't actually have a subtitle or anything. So that's how early along it is. Now we come on to Fire Emblem Warriors, which, yeah, I heard they did a Treehouse play of it. I haven't seen that yet, I'm sorry. But just from my opinion of this bit, it looks kind of fine. It looks more dramatic than other Warriors games that I've played. I'm a big fan of the Warriors style of gameplay. I mean, I haven't gone into them so much these days, but I, you know, back in Dynasty Warriors 4 or 3 and 4, I loved it. And so, yeah, I have high hopes for this one as well. I still need to play Hyrule Warriors. I need to catch up with that and this. I've heard that, from what I've seen anyway, they only have the Fire Emblem characters from the newer games and Marth, which is really quite disappointing if that is true, because they have so many games. They could have brought so many characters from, you know, they could have really brought this series together, and if it's only the last two games, then that is really quite disappointing. But that just leaves more room for DLC, which we know Koei Tecmo are very fond of. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a season pass with this at all. Now we come on to Zelda, the DLC for Breath of the Wild. And interestingly, I just completed Breath of the Wild like 2 nights ago. I completed it for the first time. Well, I say completed it. I beat Ganon with 80 shrines and like 150 Korok seeds or something. So I still need to do many things. But yeah, I finally actually got the credits to roll. And this DLC looks kind of interesting. The first pack is just, it's okay. It's the trials kind of thing. And what they did show looks much better than what I thought. You know, I thought like each room of the trial would just be like you and enemies, and you fight them, and that's it. But actually it looks more tactical, like it gives you a lot of different, you know, varied situations. You know, like the weather is bad or things like that. So it does look better than I thought it would do. But the interesting one is DLC Pack 2, which has more story modes to it. And that is really interesting because they did something that I didn't think they would do. They've gone to the champions. They're going to tell the story of each of the champions. Mifa and whatever, I forgot their names right off the top of my head, like Rivali. But yeah, I thought it was just going to be more of Link doing like a side quest or something, but the fact that you're going into the champions' backstory or their tasks or something. I think that's really, really good. And if you get, I don't know, maybe you get to control them. Like you get to control 4 of them and you can do each of their stories. That would be like, that could be a lot of content. So I'm really looking forward to that now. And of course there's the amiibo, which I will be buying 2 of. Yeah. I think you can guess which 2 that I might actually buy. And then we came on to the Mario and Rabbids things, which we've already heard about in Ubisoft's presentation and looked amazing. I mean, it looks so good. I am so surprised about this. I mean, I was always with an open mind when the leaks or rumors were going around about this. I'd keep an open mind. People were, really thought it was like the worst thing ever, but it's Nintendo. They always have their quality that they need, they demand from other developers. So I was kind of hopeful, and what they've shown here looks just fantastic. It's so different, and it's something that I will definitely be buying. I think it comes out in August, I think it says. It looks funny, it's got lots of character. It looks like it's got really fun gameplay. I'm definitely in for that. They should really do that with more of their IPs. They should just let other big publishers or big developers just do something interesting with their IPs, because Nintendo have got such a wealth of IPs to use, but they don't use them, or they don't have the resources to use them. So they should really just give them to other people just to do something different. Then we come to the big finale, which at first I thought was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 again, and then the T-Rex came and I'm like, oh, Monster Hunter? But then no, it's a Mario. And this just looks so wicked. I haven't used the word wicked in 10 years, so that's how wicked it is. I mean, so vibrant, colorful, beautiful. The gameplay looks just wacky, completely nuts. I haven't watched the Treehouse of this, by the way, or any gameplay footage apart from this. This is all that I've seen, and it sold me. I don't need to see anything else. It looks mental. It looks like the craziest Mario game that I've ever seen before. The environment is so different. They have the normal desert, but then they have this weird black and white thing. They have the city. It just looks so good. Mario can transform into almost anything, I think. He can take control of them and do stuff which could just revolutionize the whole gameplay. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. And the best thing of all, it's coming out in October. Who thought October? Everybody was saying November or December, for Christmas. But no, October. How soon is October? That's in no time at all we're going to be able to play this, and I just cannot wait. And so that was really it for the whole presentation. And overall, I was quite impressed. I went in with low expectations, mainly because first it was 25 minutes long. Second, they said they were going to focus on Mario Odyssey. Now maybe that was just for the E3, the Treehouse kind of thing, and not for the presentation. But that's what I had in my head, so I thought this is going to be 15 minutes of showing Mario and then 10 minutes of small announcements. So I thought we wouldn't get that much, but this is much better than thought we was going to get. We got some new game announcements. We got Kirby, the Yoshi, which do look kind of basic and simple, but they're a year away, so give them time to develop them. But I'm looking forward to them. We've got some decent third-party things, like Rocket League and FIFA and Skyrim, but which we've known about before. Then, of course, the release dates for Mario Odyssey, which is much sooner than I thought. And apparently we're also getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Fire Emblem Warriors this year too, which I find difficult to believe, but I will still believe. And if they do come, then I think Nintendo has got a really good year ahead of them. A few low moments for me were the Metroid Prime 4 announcement, mainly because I wish they'd have saved it for a more grand occasion, actually give it a reel so we can actually get pumped up about it. And also the Pokemon announcement, there's just no need. I mean, I know you want to, make fans feel like they're gonna get something, you want them to believe there's something coming on the horizon, but just wait until you're ready to actually show it. Microsoft this year, they did something like Phil Spencer. He said that he only wants to announce games that are coming out in the very foreseeable future, like in the next year, which is very commendable, because there's nothing worse than announcing a game and then it coming out 3 or 4 years later, because that just, personally for me, it makes the hype go down. I like to know about a game and then I like to play it as soon as possible. But yeah, apart from those two little things, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited about the games. I'm going to love them and I'm going to play them and I'm going to buy them, of course. That should be the other way around. Actually, I'm going to buy them, I'm going to play them, I'm going to love them. But I just wish, they'd have saved those announcements for next E3 and shown something and then released it in the next few months, or half a year. I think that would have been better. Anyway, guys, that's just some of my opinions on the presentation. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it? What was the best announcement for you? Did you hate something? Just let me know in the comments below and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.